Can't nobody move like us. 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 People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. I know you heard what the pastor say. Better get the truth or you pass away. We can see the booths in the masquerade. Standing in the booth made of grass and hay. Strapping up the boots on the Sabbath day. Gathering the troops for the black and Asiatic indigenous people that was sacked by Spain. Now you know the language of your masters. Now you trying to buy up all your masters. Now they got your women while you master. Now you throwing kiddies in like Dasta. Now you love your chains and you lack escape. Never saw a day when the blacks were great because they clever saw a way they could master face. If not them, then the facts are racist. Look at my back, never back the basis, I'm gone. Can't nobody move like us. 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 People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Methamphetamines in your veins. Couldn't see the spirit, so you ran into the pain. Couldn't fly with spirit, so you landed in the plane. With a liquor in the pills and the women give you gain. Running from the Father, but he calling your name. Run a little farther and you right back at the same. Nobody ever taught him that it's never gonna change till he turn back to the east. Never go back to your ways. Used to feel like the bag could save me. Used to smoke trees and relax, but lately I really found peace when I passed the bacon. And I live by these things, so I passed the bacon. In the word, not Pastor Mason. Not led by God, most pastors Masons. Most pastors faking, no paths are vacant. No classes to show those masters Nathan on God. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Big Jew.
Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody do it like us. They ain't really brewing like us. Who would've ever thought it'd be us? Cause they ain't been through it like us. They don't keep the law like us. They ain't outlaws like us. They ain't strong like us. On the block like us. Giving hope to the community. Kill the separation, we just focus on the unity. Every 7 standing on the corner with the KJV. We don't even need a bunch of brothers, give me 2 or 3. Give me 20 minutes and I'll teach you your identity. Keep an open mind and listen up and maybe you will see. Ooh, these are the nations, they want your salvation. They don't give a damn about what we've been through. They would not tell you the chosen is you. So come follow me, I'll teach you how to move.
Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Yeah. From Rome to Corinth, delicious. Hear me, my blood on. I've been locked in chains, but my pen's still free. Writing from a cell, but my heart still sees. Every son of Jacob lost overseas. Speaking foreign tongues, but you still must see. They calling you Greeks, they calling you strange. But I know your roots, I remember your names. Benjamin blood still pumping my veins. Same promise spoken, just hidden in pain. I see you in culture, draped in the lies. Worshipping forms, losing your signs. But you still Israel, don't let them divide. What God made holy before space and time. I know you forgot who you are, but the covenant never broke. Scattered like stars in the dark, still written deep in your soul. I'm writing letters to the family, lost tribes scattered through the land. Neither Jew nor Greek in vanity. Same blood, same promise, same plan. I'm calling you home, remember me. Children of Jacob understand. I'm talking to Israel only, still held inside your hand. Yeah, still family, don't forget who you are. When I said Gentiles, I wasn't talking strangers. I was calling kin, living under Elias's. Hellenized minds, but the blood's still sacred. Just Israelites living in different languages. I know Rome taught you to think you changed. I know Babylon taught you shame, but the law still echoes in your veins. Grace ain't erased it, it restored your name. I walked Damascus, I saw the light. Same God of Abraham opened my sight. I preach Messiah, not new religion, just fulfillment of ancient tradition. I'm not breaking what was written, I'm revealing what was missing. Same tree, different branches, still chosen, still his. I'm writing letters to the family, lost tribes scattered through the land. Neither Jew nor Greek in vanity, same blood, same promise, same plan. I'm calling you home, remember me. Children of Jacob understand. I'm talking to Israel only, still held inside your hand. Oh, still family, don't forget who you are. You've been called everything but who you are. Given labels taken far, but a seal still marks your heart. Even when you drift apart, I rebuke lies, not the law. Faith don't cancel who you are. Messiah came for the lost, sheep of Israel near far.
This is family business, not replacement. Restoration.
I'm writing letters to the family, from prison's pain and prophecy. Same promise spoken faithfully, from Sinai to Calvary. I'm calling you home, remember me. Scattered tribes rise and stand. I'm talking to Israel only, forever sealed by your hand.
Grace and peace to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, from your brother, Paul.
Hearts inside, woman, let me ride. Oh, baby, here it goes.
Persala.
I've been looking for feel good, it's still hood. Fresh, leaving no prints like Uncle Phil would. I feel it under my chest, I'm getting further from death. I see his water protecting me like the shield would. Lot of rain, keep the feel good. We gotta bang just to feel good. They bang the set, keep a drumstick tucked to the chest. And them symbols, just a symbol for the love for the metal. Glitter with bezels, find Nirvana in a speaker. And my love for the ghetto, builders dilapidated bass, rattle trunk with the treble. At the corner we would try to be rebels, cussing loud, smoking papers. Who'd have thought of these devils had us under their clutches? Guess the score wasn't settled. We the praise, so we praying in the hood, but we patiently waiting. Say the Shema when I rise, keep me away from the Satan. Put your spirit on my mind, give a song for salvation. Yeah, the sun brighter when I hear your quotes. I feel lighter when I hear your notes. This a melody for everyone with felonies. Know you still got hope. I said you still got hope. The sun brighter when I hear your quotes. I feel lighter when I hear your notes. This a melody for everyone with felonies. Know you still got hope. I said you still got hope. Rise and shine, put your makeup on. Baby girl, why you take so long? Had a vision of an angel, I forgot how she looked. Cause I saw you when my brain clicked on. Now I sing this song. Yep. Rise and shine, get your makeup on. Baby girl, why you take so long? Had a vision of an angel, I forgot how she looked. Cause I saw you when my brain clicked on. Now I sing this song. Yeah, like Lottie Dottie got the spirit riding shoddy with me. She a baddie, take her to parties with me. Help me focus on my studies, and we always see the darkest secrets. We read at night when the Father teaches. We keep it light, trying to brighten the night, even though stress is mounting. Had encounters on the devil's mountain. Felt the trouble when I stepped in the door, and I should have never doubted. He sent an angel, and I felt his power, still got hope. The sun brighter when I hear your quotes. I feel lighter when I hear your notes. This a melody for everyone with felonies. Know you still got hope. I said you still got hope. The sun brighter when I hear your quotes. I feel lighter when I hear your notes. This a melody for everyone with felonies. Know you still got hope. I said you still got hope. On that day, then every nation and kindred would take a bow before the Lamb and come and learn from the Spirit. It don't matter what you witnessed before. If you're living, then you still got hope. Yeah. On that day, every nation and kindred will take a bow before the Lamb and come and learn from the Spirit. It don't matter what they witnessed before. If you're living, then you still got hope. Yeah. It's brought around over here on this table. We want to make sure that everybody can line up and just get through smoothly. Put the plates, the forks, all that, line all that up. Hold on real quick. Move the tables over around the side like that. Yeah, because we got to make sure the walkway is clear for people to get through to the front. And then when we line up and do the prayers, we're probably going to like have everybody come around this way. And then we'll have Adawan Kanal do the prayers on that side. They'll start from the left and come all the way down. Yeah. Y'all love the feast days.
Hey, Ashar Shabbat Shalom, Ashar Shabbat Shalom. I want to welcome everybody back to another Sabbath morning brew. Can y'all hear me? So does Khan. This is you're back with the Anointed House of Saints for another Sabbath morning brew. I want to welcome everyone this morning. Thank you for being here. But before we get started, we want to first give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, and Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We want to thank those who are still in this truth and enduring, doing the work, keeping the laws of God. You know what I'm saying? Giving, speaking the gospel, giving out the message, doing everything that we are commanded to do to bring this nation back to preeminence, to where we were when God put us out here, when He chose us to rule the nations. I want to thank those who are diligently coming to our classes, who are participating, because we do love when our brothers and sisters participate with our classes. So today we have a series that we've been we started some months ago with Officer Keziah. This is our Walk Down Psalms 119 series. Hold on one second. Okay. It's called Walk Down Psalms 119. This is the 119 series that Officer Keziah has been going over. We are in part 5, which would be the HEI, the HE. So Officer Keziah is going to bring a powerful message and breakdown of Psalms 119 as we continue with the series. Before we get started, I want to, matter of fact, let me get the brothers speaking. How are brothers doing this morning? Officer, soldier?
Shalom 2 times. Not I'm about to say everything copacetic, doing well through the Spirit, better than we deserve. So ain't got nothing to complain about.
Count all praise. How you doing, soldier?
Tawab. I ain't feeling too good, but I'm pushing through.
Count all praise. Praying for you. Definitely gonna be praying for you. But before we get started with the lesson, let me go ahead and give a rundown on some of the announcements real quick. Any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in, do the work with Anointed House of Saints, you can let us know by sending us your interest through email. That's at anointedhos@gmail.com. Please, of course, give your name, phone number, city and state where you live. Also, in the description line, make sure you put prospect phase so we'll know that's what you're contacting us for, and we'll get that information to you when the next prospect phase begins. Also, our lovely sisters, any sisters out there that want to do the work, we do have what's called a sisters ministry with Anointed House of Saints. We are setting certain groups up within that sisters ministry. One of them is called SIS, which is Sisters in Service. So we're doing many things, and 2026 is going to be a year for AHOS, Lord willing. Grows where we have participation within the congregation from our brothers and our sisters. So we're going to thank the Lord for that. But any sisters, please do the same thing. If you want to do the work of the Lord with the brothers, please send us your interest through email, anointedhos@gmail.com. In the description line, make sure you put sisters ministry, and we'll get you that information when we get those things running. All right, all praise to the Most High. Can you pull up the calendar real quick? All right, this is our AHOS Feast Day Calendar 2026. I like to post this up to remind people of the holy days that we are commanded to keep, our feast days and our new moons. Over on the left, you see that our next feast day is going to be Feast of Trumpets, which will be taking place. Did I say that right? Yes. Feast of Trumpets, September 11th. We'll more than likely have a class for that, so stay tuned and be looking out for that. Also, our next new moon, right? Our next new moon will be taking place, which will be our fourth moon. That will be taking place on June 15th. We will be having a lesson for that evening, so be aware of that, all right? Anyone who wants to get a hold of this calendar, please hit us up either on the congregation chat, or you can hit us up through email, anointedhos@gmail.com. All right, all praises. Thank you, Thwada. Let's go ahead and get some shout outs real quick to some of the brothers and sisters that are here this morning. All praises. Hey, all praises is another Shabbat the Most High has allowed us to be able to wake up, congregate, you know what I'm saying, to give praise to the Most High God. So, matter of fact, real quick, before I give out the shout outs, I want everybody in the chat to put up the water Yahweh, because we need to be able to understand we have to thank and praise our Most High God as much as we can, as much as we have breath. We should be praising and thanking the Most High God for waking us up, for giving us health and strength, for maintaining us when our bodies may be weak, for the prayers of the saints that pray for us continually. These are things that we have to be reminded of and things that we should be doing on a daily. So put them the water Yahweh's in the comments, please. Put the water Yahweh's in the comments. All praises, all praises. See him coming in slow. Come on, y'all. Y'all need to respond. All praises, all praises. Let me go ahead and give a shout out. Who do we have first this morning? I'm assuming it's probably Mother Johanna, and I was right. Shalom to the lovely Mother Johanna. Always praying for you, Mother. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Shalom to you. Shalom to Dawa's Rib. That is the house of Yahweh Dawa. Shalom, sis. Always good to see you. Shalom to the mighty soldier Nadia, Mr. Engineer. Shalom, King. Shalom. Shalom to the lovely sister Apariana. Good to see you, sis. I want to give a big shout out to the brother Corey Robinson. His brother been steady. Shalom, King. Shalom. Good to see you. Shalom to our own lovely sister Chosie, the Benjamite. Shalom, sis. This sister right here is, I can't say enough. Those who know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Shalom to you, sis. Good to see you. Who else we got? Shalom to Destiny. Shalom. Good to see you again. Once again, shalom. All praises, all praises. Shalom to the lovely sister Yahaziel. That's the house of Keziah. Shalom, sis. Good to see you. Shalom to Jay Wick. I think that's Jay Wick in Texas. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I know who that is. I kept calling him John Wick. I don't know why I was doing that. Jay Wick. Shalom, King. Shalom to the mighty officer, First Officer Kowal in Virginia. Shalom, King. Good to see you as always. Anybody else? Oh, we got more. All right. We got shalom to Kevin Anderson. Shalom, shalom, King. Shalom to you. Always good to see you. Shalom to Sister Ramonica Wade. All praises. Shalom, sis. Good to see you also. Welcome, welcome. Shalom to who else we got? Shalom, sister, to the lovely Sister Carla Taylor. Shalom to you and your family, sister. Good to see you as always. All praise to the Most High. Shalom to G Israel. All praises. Shalom to my other namesake. Shalom to Kanak. That's Brother Kanak Morgan. Shalom, King. Shalom. Shalom to don't. Hey, there go Octaves. What's up? How you doing? Shalom, King. Shalom, Octaves in the building this morning. Shalom to you, brother. Let's see who we got. Who else? We got any more? Is that about it? I think that may be it. Khan, all praise. So, hey, if anyone wants to give a shout out, just go ahead and post something in the chat. One of the brothers or I, if I see it, we'll shout you out or just post you up on the screen with your shout out, right? We want to recognize everyone who comes in to celebrate the Lord's Day, right? So, without further ado, pull up the thumbnail real quick. This class is a series that we started some months ago that has been actually led by our officer Keziah. We are at part 5. So Sabbath Morning Brew presents Psalms 119, part 5, and that part is called Hey. It's either H-E or H-E-I. Our brother, Officer Keziah. This brother is very fluent in the scriptures, very detailed. So, I love the fact that he's a brother, he's an officer, he's a teacher, he's a father, he's a husband. He got the whole kit and caboodle. So we're gonna listen to our brother. I'm gonna bring him on. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and slide on out of here. But I wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful Sabbath today. Hug your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Pray for your loved ones. Thank your loved ones. Thank the Most High for what He's been able to do for us by bringing us back to who we are. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get Keziah. Keziah, go ahead and come on up, bro. It's on you now.
Khan. Shalom, everybody. Shalom 2 times. Hope everybody doing well on this Sabbath. We're gonna pick up where we left off about a month ago. And last month we did the Dalet, which is the 4th letter, symbolizing revival, etc. And this month, this lesson is gonna be on Hey. And Hey is the 5th letter of the alphabet, which has a numeric value of 5, and also the symbol of it is a mouth. All right. So give me a second. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see. All right. All right. Can everybody see that?
Con.
All right, cool. Too easy. All right, so the letter Hey, symbolizing teach me thy statutes. Give me 1 second. Let me cut this camera on. Sorry about that. All right, bet. So it's going into the theme of this these 8 verses will be teach me thy statutes, right? Hey would symbolize or be the breath of the Most High, or the breath of revelation, giving you understanding. So after he wakes you up, you know what I'm saying, brings you back with that revival, like last letter, then he gives you understanding, right? So he brings you back, fixes you all up, gives you understanding, right? So we just gonna walk on through it. Nothing too crazy. It's just some milk. With that being said, something to apply, and also to glorify the Most High, because all Psalms 119 is a whole dedication to the Most High. So once again, we always want to keep him first and foremost, and remember what we're doing this for and why, and who we reverence. All right. So Psalms 119 and 33. Yahweh, if you don't mind, go ahead and read that for me, and then we're gonna break it down.
Con. Psalms 119 and verse 33. And it reads, teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end.
Right. So now with that being said, the background to this, King David, right? He said this because earlier he was speaking in the chapter, and he's speaking on shame, enemies, and trusting in the Most High. So verse 4 and 5, he's basically saying, don't let me walk in my own understanding, right? What this shows is humility. This is a king asking to be taught, right? So let's see. Give me a second. Can y'all see? Is it sharing? Oh, it's not sharing. Give me 1 sec. All right. Slovakia, it's on the screen. Bet. Can you see it now? Nah.
Nah, you got the wrong panel pulled up. You got the StreamYard showing.
Give me 1 second then. Oh shoot. Hold on, what I did. Slovakia, people, 1 second. Let's pull this back up. Do this. Share screen. Hold on, I might have to exit and come back out. Give me a second.
Just bear with us. We're having some technical difficulties. We're about to get it situated. There you go. Got it pulled up. Officer Keziah, you muted and your camera not showing, but you got it up though. You definitely got it up.
Con, give me 1 sec.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right, let's see what we got now. Y'all see it?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, cool. All right, do me a favor. My bad. Read that one more time.
Yeah, con. Psalms chapter 119 and verse 33. Teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end.
Right. Teach me, right? So he's looking to be taught. Same thing Moses was asking, show him his ways, etc., etc. So we're gonna get a couple precepts to understand what the teaching is, because the Most High ultimately teaches you everything, right? It's in the spirit, but his teaching comes from you, which also pushes you towards the Mashiach. Grab Psalms 25 and start at verse 4 and read through 5.
Psalms 24 and verse 4. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. Verse 5. Oh, slide.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Verse 5. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation.
Right. So with that being said, it's the most high. It's you showing. Wait, you was on 25, right?
Oh, Salakia. I'm reading Psalms 24. Whew, I think it's 24. Salakia. All right, 25 and verse 4, right?
Yeah.
Salakia, my bad.
No,
Psalms 25 and verse 4. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. Verse 5. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day.
All right. So with that being said, it's over and over. It's redundant. King David asked this before. He wants to be shown the Most High's ways, ultimately, so he doesn't go astray and puts his hand in his own life. or excuse me, his life in his own hands, because we know we can't control anything. The Most High controls it. And with that being said, to connect both of these chapters, it shows the mindset of a servant who desires divine instruction for obedience. You can apply this to life decisions, overcoming sin, seeking wisdom, learning the scriptures, etc. So whatever the Most High shows you, you're supposed to apply, of course, but he shows you a different facet of things throughout life. Whatever that may be, like I said, wisdom, etc. All right. So let's see. You got anything on that, Yahweh?
I'm gonna just keep cruising with what you got going on.
Not too easy. I bet. All right. So once again, this is being taught by the Most High. Go to John 6:45 and run that, please.
John chapter 6 and verse 45. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of Yahweh. Every man, therefore, that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me.
Right. So you have to be taught of the Most High first to be pushed to the Mashiach. Once you're taught by the Most High, your heart usually inclines to obedience. And the obedience, of course, is to follow Christ. He gave the perfect example. So this comes after where the people was questioning Christ, and they focus more on the physical bread instead of the physical bread instead of the physical understanding. And they were tripping on Christ for saying he is son of the Most High and he's the bread of life. So the pattern we see with these two verses will be the Most High is teaching his servant to hear. Once you do that, understanding is given. Obedience follows. And then once you do that, you become closer, of course, to the Messiah. All right. Do me a favor, Yahweh, read the meaning of that, if you don't mind.
You said read the ending of it?
No, sir, I said read the meaning. It's up on the screen.
Oh, Salakia. Okay, come. All right. It says, meaning the Most High is the instructor and man is the student. The continual learning comes from above, not opinion or tradition. Be coachable.
All right, that's the whole thing. When the Most High shows you certain things, you got to be coachable because you might not agree with it, you might not want it at that time, etc. But you got to be coachable, right? So moving on to the second part of this verse. The way of thy statutes, right? So he wants to be taught, the author, I believe it's King David, but he wants to be taught the way of the Lord, right? Which is his statutes, right? So do me a favor, read Psalms 103 and verse 7.
Psalms 103 and verse 7. He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel.
Right. So notice King David is given in the context. King David is giving thanks, glory, and praise to the Most High for the mercy, forgiveness, patience, and love he has towards Israel. Also notice King David highlights a difference between understanding the Most High's ways and seeing his acts. Notice Israel saw. Give me a second. Go to Deuteronomy 29 and 2. Hold that real quick. Matter of fact, let me know when you get in. We're gonna take off on it.
I got it.
Go ahead and take off on it real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 2. And Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, ye have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto all his land.
Right. So with that being said, Israel firsthand seeing these things. We were always looking for a sign, right? But there's a difference between seeing these things and understanding the way of them. And that's what King David is making a contrast to. So the difference between understanding the Most High's ways and seeing his acts is Israel saw miracles, manna, the Red Sea split. They seen his judgments, right? But Moses, he was taught that the Most High's character. He was taught about the Most High's character, laws, and purpose, right? Grab Exodus 33 and start at 12. We're not going to read all the way through 17. I want to say like 15 is the point, but I'll stop you when you get there.
Exodus chapter 33 and verse 12. And Moses said unto the Lord, see that thou sayest unto me, bring up this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, therefore, I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way.
So that part. He's asking the Most High once again to show him his ways. If he found grace in his sight, he's asking to be taught of the Lord, right? So King David mirrors what Moses did as well. This is something that we should take as well and apply to our lives, mirroring, these men of renown. And the example they left and what they did, etc. We need to go to the Most High, asking him to teach our ways. Understanding too, we still young in this truth. 5, 10 years, etc. It's still, I want to say, fairly new. You should be getting traction, but you still want to be taught the Most High's ways. Remember, he proved us for 40 years in the wilderness too. So don't forget, we got to keep going. Finish that up, please.
God, that I may know thee, that I might find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people.
Right. So now, let's see what we got. That's cool. Cool. So like I said, King David and Moses, they were on the same page, of course, asking the Most High to show them certain things, just like how it says in Psalms 119:33. Let's see what we got. You got anything on that one?
Not lie.
Too easy. All right, moving right along. Pull Deuteronomy 5:33. And once again, this is just to beat into y'all's head the point. Same thing. Walk with the Most High, or excuse me, ask the Most High something, he'll give it to you. Whenever you got it, you good.
Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 33. Ye shall walk in all the ways which the Lord your God hath commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess.
Right. So once again, walk in all the ways which the Lord your God hath commanded you, that you may live. All right. So that's the way of the statutes, keeping the commandments, walking in that way. Simple and plain. That's his ways. I don't want to make it too complicated to talk too much. All right. Read that on the screen for me real quick.
Not to just know the statutes, but also the way of them. The definition of the way, or a way, manner of life, conduct shown on your path.
Right. So this is what King David is asking, to be taught this, a certain manner of life, a certain conduct, a way to implement these things that he is learning. So this is the way. So Most High will show you the way. Keep going.
Statutes, fixed commands or decrees of the Most High.
All right, simple. All right, moving on. Now, the latter part of this verse, it says, and I shall keep it unto the end. Grab Matthew 24:13. And we're going to do Revelations 2:10 after that as well. Yeah. And let me know when you get that, family.
Got it.
All right.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right. So this goes into what? Lifelong obedience, loyalty, endurance, perseverance, faithfulness through trials and tribulations. All right. So that's until the end. You have to endure. So context with that being said, the Mashiach is speaking about rough times, right? And earlier in that chapter, verse 4-5, we was talking about deception. Verse 9, he got down talking about persecution. Verse 10, betrayal. Verse 11, false prophets. 12, increased wickedness. Right, focusing in on the remaining faithfulness through remaining faithful through trials. That's the whole point. It's not necessarily focused on the start of it, but you got to endure all these things to the end, and then you get that crown and you're able to be saved. So let's see. A couple precepts with that. I ain't got it down. Go to John 8:31 real quick, if you don't mind. I'm gonna try to tie that into it.
John chapter 8 and verse 31. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my then are ye my disciples indeed.
Right. Once again, contingent on something. What? Continuing in my word. They have it. You got to continue into it all the way to the end. You can't get it, quit, and think everything is going to be smooth. You're going to go through rough patches. You might fall, etc. You might need some help, whatever. But you got to keep going. At the end of the day, you don't ever want to quit. You also, James 1 and 2. You don't have to get these, but just throwing these out there. Everybody want to write them down. Now, this is more so too is a precept heavy class too. So hopefully I don't bore y'all to sleep. But just, you know what I'm saying, some things y'all can put in y'all sword to sharpen them up. You can also go to James 1 and 12. You can go to Hebrews 3 and 14. These are the same theme, you know, staying steadfast until the end. All right, let's see what we got. All right, dropping that. If you don't mind, grab Revelations 2 and 10.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which shall Salakia, which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall Salakia. I don't know why I'm tongue tied today.
Nah, man, you all right. You all right. Take your time. Running slowly, good.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That part, faithful unto what? Death, right? So the background is Mashiach was talking to the church in Samaria, right? They were facing persecution, tribulation, jail, pretty much an all-out test of their faith. The Mashiach isn't promising escape from trials, but he is commanding obedience until the end, as we see. Connecting this to Psalms 119 in verse 33. The author, or maybe King David, is asking to be taught to keep it unto death, which could look like suffering, prison, persecution, maybe even death. Once again, the key to that, though, is to stay faithful. All right. We can read. Yeah, go ahead and read Revelations 4 and 1, if you don't mind.
After this, I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
One second. So now that's one of the bonuses. Just like when it goes back to the 11th, talking about walking with God, you get blessed and your blessedness, etc. So walking with God, you get what? Get to show these things that coming after, right? Get that trumpet, that trumpet blown, that crown. All right. Moving on to the summary of this verse, the verse out of this letter, verse 33. Read that conclusion if you don't mind.
The law/commandments form a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High must teach it to you.
Right. So therefore, you can't get it from anywhere else. You can't just use the scriptures as a study tool, whatever. You have to be given divine understanding. And we know the Most High does that. So once you get that divine understanding, it inclines your heart to listen to him. Of course, want to follow the law, statute, commandments, want to follow Christ, and it brings you closer to him. So we see King David asking to be taught of the Most High, to be taught what? His statutes and his ways, so he can do what? Keep it to the end. All right. Just real quick, if you don't mind, grab Baruch 4 and 1, just to kind of hammer this point in, then we're going to slide to the next verse.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. Mm-hmm. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Read that last part. All they that keep it, what?
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Same thing, right? Teaching the same theme, teaching our statutes and the reward for keeping those statutes, right? All right. If anybody got any questions, precepts, or whatever, throw them in the chat. We'll touch base on them, Lord willing. All right. So now, verse 34. Do me a favor, y'all. That will read it in its entirety, and then we're gonna go back and piece it out or parse it out.
Okay, Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. For the Lord giveth wisdom; out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding.
Right. Once again, this is saying Slakia. Well, read verse 34 in its entirety, and then
okay. Proverbs 2 and verse 34.
No, sir. I'm sorry. Psalms 119 and 34.
Verse 34. Okay,
That's my bad. I should have been more specific. My fault.
That's all good. It's all good.
But the context of what's going on too right now, well, in the Proverbs is wisdom speaking. So we're gonna tie this in, the understanding and wisdom. Go ahead.
Psalms 119 and verse 34. Mm-hmm. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart.
Right, now going back to the first part of this, give me understanding. Now hit that Proverbs 2 and 6.
Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding.
Right, once again, through the Lord this comes. Now what type of wisdom he's going to give you? Skillful and godly wisdom, right? To be applied to your life, to help others, etc. Excuse me. Let's see. Matter of fact, do I got it on here? No, I don't. Grab Job 32 and do I got it written down? 32 and 8. But if you can you read it in the GNT?
I gotta pull it up, yeah, Con. Okay.
So is it? If one of the brothers in the back, I don't know if they can pull it up.
You said Job what? Salaki.
32 and 8 GNT.
8, okay. GNT. Okay, Con. Job chapter 32 and verse 8 in the GNT.
Yeah.
But it is the spirit of Almighty Yahweh that comes to us and gives us wisdom.
What gives us wisdom again?
The Most High gives us. Okay.
Right. Open book says Most High gives us wisdom, right? But it has to it comes from the spirit. The spirit gives us wisdom, but it comes from the Most High. Hence, the Most High is the one that teaches us everything we need to know. And on the back end of that was Elihu speaking, just giving his understanding of the Most High. I think, matter of fact, that's a callback to Psalms 119 and 27. Yeah, when Elihu was speaking. Either way. All right, let's see what we get. All right, moving on to the next part of the verse. It says, and I shall keep thy law. Right? Now, if you notice too, in the prior verse, let's see where we at. It was showing that when I understand, I will keep the law. So that's how wise asked like that. Once you have understanding, that's when you can keep the law, because you're understanding what you're doing. You're starting to mesh into the ways of the Most High and have your mind and your heart intertwined with the Most High so you can walk like him, right? But you have to understand what you're doing in order to walk like that. An example just came to me like in 2 Kings 17, when we got put out the land, and the people he put back in the land, they were sacrificing. And matter of fact, they weren't sacrificing, but they were I take it back, they were, but they were doing it wrong. And the Most High sent 2 lions to eat them up, etc., and they had to come get one of the priests that was in captivity to show them what they were doing. Point being is, if you're not doing it right, it won't matter. You have to have the Most High to give you that understanding and show you. You have to understand what you're doing, if that makes sense. All right, now grab James 1 and 25.
James chapter 1 and verse 25. Likewise, also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way?
What you reading, big dog?
Oh, Salaki. You said James? James 1 and 25?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is James. I'm not tripping. Oh man, told you I wasn't feeling good this morning.
No, you're good. I'm looking like, where am I tripping?
Oh man, I'm tripping. Salakia.
No, you all right, brother.
James chapter 1 and verse 25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed.
Right. So right now, James is talking about a contrast between different people, right? A person that hears the law but doesn't do it or forgets it, and one that does hear it but puts it into action, right? Let's see. Right. So then when it says, and I shall keep thy law, that's what James is talking about, right? And why they connect. Because King David understood that knowledge alone isn't enough, right? He asked the Most High for understanding. Hence, like in James 1 and 5, when you ask for wisdom, why did he do that? To keep the law. James teaches the same principle. A man who truly understands the Most High's laws becomes a doer. Understanding should produce obedience. To drive that point home, get Sirach 21 and 11. If you don't mind. I'm going to grab this Luke 11 and 28 while you're grabbing that. And this is really just to show the point of keeping the law once you have understanding.
Sirach chapter 21 and verse 11. He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom.
Right. How do you get that again? You have to you get understanding by what? Keeping the law of the Lord. Let's see. And then Luke 11 and 28, and it reads, but he said, yeah, whether blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. It goes back to that left, that Psalms 119 and 1. You're blessed when you keep the Most High. Everything intertwines. This is a whole devotional to the Most High God, and he's not slack to give you things or promises, etc. Once you do what you're supposed to do, he's willing to bless you all day. But the whole thing is you have to walk in his ways, but you have to be taught first. All right. Linking that with classic Romans 2 and 13. If you don't mind, grab that from Romans 2 and 13.
Romans 2 and verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before Yahweh,
but who?
But the doers of the law shall be justified.
Right. So once you get understanding, you want to what? Keep the law. What I'm playing. You got anything on that, family?
I would say honestly, as far as that James 1 and 25, Salaki, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, con. I would say not more so like a precept, but I would say, a lot of people read James 1 and 25 and they get the wrong impression of that verse, especially when they say, okay, the law of liberty, like I'm liberated away from it. But if you read that James 1 and 25, there's no mistake about it. Just like how Officer Kazai is getting into it, it's actually teaching you obedience to be subject to it. And then there's other precepts like, Romans 7 and 7 or Romans 7 that confirms James 1 and 25 being subject to it. The law is good.
Big time. Big. All right, we're moving along. And keep an eye on the chat too, because I can't see anything from the screen I'm on. So if
Gotcha.
All right, moving along to next point. It's 2 Ezra chapter 3 and verse 36. 2 Ezra 3 and 36.
2 Ezra chapter 3 and then verse 36.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
Right. So now, backdrop to this. This is Ezra questioning the Most High about Israel, all the stuff we went through, all the suffering, and etc. But other nations seem to be prospering. So he's praying, and he points out to the Most High that he gave us the law, and we're the ones who kept it. Right. So the connection with this, King David's prayers were personal. We see that Ezra's statement was, of course, national because it was for everybody. Both of those still focus on the same thing, which would be the Most High gives instruction, his people receive it, they do and are expected to keep them. The law was never meant to be heard only. Also, it was meant to be practiced. So we have to put those things into application. Everything we know. My partner always says knowledge is power, but I feel like to tweak it a little bit, I think it's the application of knowledge is power, because you can know something all day, but if you don't apply it, then it kind of doesn't matter. So once again, this is showing us to take the application and apply this. Seek the Most High. He's going to teach us, and then once he does teach us, we stay on this path in his ways. Everything will be set up. Life will be stable, etc., etc. Let's see. All right, cool. Moving on to the latter end of the verse. It says, yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart. All right. Grab this Deuteronomy 6 and 5, and then we're going to go to Jeremiah. But this Deuteronomy is to highlight the point of serving the Most High with all your heart. It's always written. This is written in the Torah, so we know this is a law. The Psalms will be part of the law as well. So this is instruction. Torah means instruction. Listen. Whenever you're ready.
Deuteronomy 6 and verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
One more time, just for GP. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might.
Right, period. So this is it. He's telling us what to do. Simple and plain. We got the whole playbook. Now it's just up to us to implement these things. So hence, we got to subtract some things sometime, not so much add to our life. Hence, get rid of distractions, sin. Those are the only things I really can think of. Sin and distraction, getting those out so we can really focus completely on the Most High and, serving with all our might. Let's see. So to break down Deuteronomy 6 and 5, the context is Moses. He's teaching Israel about the Most High, of course. The connection to the Psalms 119 and 30, what are we on, 4? 34. That would be King David wanted to understand, one understanding, to serve the Most High completely, like Moses taught Israel. Love and obedience are throughout the scriptures. It's always intertwined. For example, John 14 and 15. I want to say it says, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? It's contingent. If you love me, keep my commandments. Love and obedience intermingled the whole way through the scripts. So that's how we show our love. Love being, of course, an action word. We always use this example in our community because it is an action word. You can't say you love a person and do sideways stuff to them. So your love has to be shown in your actions, of course. Go to 1 John 5 and 3. I think that sums it up beautifully. Make it plain upon the tables. And once again, this is to show that the connection, between love and obedience.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So it's just showing us it's not hard to do, but this is how we show the Most High love. Keep his commandments. Of course, it's not hard to do. Let's see what else we got. It says, so the Most High gives the command, love him wholeheartedly, in Deuteronomy 6 and 5. And the servant asks for understanding. In Psalms 119:34, understanding produces obedience, which is a demonstration of love. So once again, understanding produces obedience, which is a demonstration of love. So we have to get that understanding above all things. To draw that point home even further, if you don't mind, grab Jeremiah 13.
Jeremiah chapter 13 and what verse?
I'm sorry. I read that backwards. Jeremiah 29 and verse 13. So
okay, no, you're good. Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 13. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart.
That part, read that again.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 13. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart.
So the backdrop to this, which even is applicable today, and we still see the damage from this today. Jeremiah was speaking to Israel in captivity at this Babylonian captivity, I think. The people had been scattered because of disobedience, but the Most High did promise after our punishment or their punishment that he will restore them only if they sincerely return. So that kind of puts me in the mind frame of Hosea 5:15. If we're wondering where God's at when things go crazy, it's because he hid his face and went to a secret place because we didn't listen. But once we turn and seek him with a whole heart, as it's shown here as well, he'll come back to us. I read that. So it says that, and you shall seek me. Seek what though? His wisdom and his commandments, and find me. The Most High isn't hiding from sincerity, so he'll definitely show himself to you, but you have to be sincere. When you search for me, how do you search for the Most High? Praying, studying, fasting, obedience, repentance, and with all your heart. Looks like what? Complete commitment, not half stepping. Like it's saying Revelation is not hot, hot or cold. You got to be one of them, which of course we hope you hot. You don't want lukewarmness, so you don't want lack of urgency when it's time to do things and you dragging your feet. When he may need, you to hop on a lesson and read. That's a service to the Most High. You don't want you dragging your feet. He might need you to put a lesson together, and you don't want to, you wait till the last minute and then try to throw it together real quick. That's lack of urgency. So we got to check our heart. because it might not be the posture we need, because we might not be serving the Most High with all our heart. And that's not to, beat anybody down or nothing, but just to bring to the realization that, we got to do spiritual maintenance so we stay in the spirit. You got anything on that, family?
La.
Kind. All right, grab Matthew 15:8, please. And this is going to the latter part of the verse. It says, yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart, right? So the backdrop to Matthew 15 is Christ rebuking the scribes and the Pharisees for hypocrisy, right? Whenever you're ready.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 8. This people draweth not unto me with their mouth.
So they say the right things, right? They profess faith. They claim to serve the Most High, right? It's a show. Go ahead.
And honoreth me with their lips.
Outward worship, right? Public praise, doing this to be seen of men. So it's just a righteous appearance. It's almost being what's the word? Sanctimonious, I want to say. It's just you got a righteous appearance, but you're not really there. Keep going.
But their heart is far from me.
What's your heart, your thoughts, your desires, your actions? They aren't aligned with the Most High, right? So it's like it's religion without obedience. That's all. It sound good. It look good. You do things for a show. Your heart is too far from the Most High, right? So right here, Christ is condemning lip service, right? And the connection would be in Psalms 119. I want to say 35. King David is showing you an example of what to do and follow. King David prayed for heart service. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High, Yahushua is condemning lip service. So he's actually praying for action, and the Most High, once again, Christ is condemning people just speaking. So let's see. All right, cool. And that's that on that one. So verse 34, read that. What it teaches, it's the conclusion of everything that's being summed up, if you don't mind.
That's Psalms 119:34?
It's on the screen. I'm sorry.
Okay, that half-hearted obedience isn't acceptable.
Mm-hmm. It's like it now. Half-hearted obedience. We touched on that earlier. That Revelations 3:15, right? Lukewarm. He don't want that. Keep going.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
Keep going.
Understanding is a gift from the Most High, which breeds obedience.
So once you get understanding, it makes you obey. It don't mix. Like once you get it, you obey. Your heart is inclined to that. And if it's not, pray for your heart to be inclined to that. All right, moving on to verse 35. All right, do me a favor. Read verse 35 in its entirety, please, and then we'll go through and parse it out.
Okay, make me to go in the path of thy commandments, for therein do I delight.
So it says, make me to go. It says, make me to go in the path of thy commandments. All right, so what's that look like? Let's get Psalms 23. Psalms 23. All right, so understanding the flesh and how incredibly weak it is can cause you to go off sometimes, right? So after all, the Most High left us with a wicked heart to be governed by, once again, the law. So that's why right here is being asked, make me to go in the path of thy commandments, right? Because us having a wicked heart by nature, we're going to choose contrary to what the Most High has laid out. So that's why we always want to stay close to the commandments and ask the Most High once again to put me in that path. Run at Psalms 23 and 3.
Psalms chapter 23 and verse 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
All right, to break that down, it says he restoreth my soul. The Most High revives and renews a person when they're weak, spiritually or even physically. He leadeth me. Of course, it's simple. The Most High leads in the paths of righteousness. Now, what's that? Commandments. For his name's sake, because the Most High is faithful to himself, his person, or his character, his words that he spoke, and he's doing this not because we did something special, But because he spoke this and he said, and he's not going to go back on his words, his mercy never changes. Otherwise, the sons of Jacob will be consumed. So let's see. So connection to this would be in Psalms 23, that tells us what God does. All right. He leads us in the path of righteousness. Psalms 119 and 30, where we at 35, that shows us what those paths are, the paths of thy commandments. So that path of righteousness, to get there, it looks like keeping the commandments. To tie those into, give you understanding what that looks like. Simple, keeping the commandments. It's not really hard. It's redundant over and over and over. All right. Touch base on Psalms 25 and 9. Once again, it says the same thing.
Psalms chapter 25 and verse 9.
Yeah.
The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way.
Right. Once again, the meek, right? The lowly, the humble, he would teach his way. Once you get his way, you know what I'm saying? You get understanding, leads you to keep the commandments, right? So the whole thing still being taught the commandments, being taught the commandments. Once you get taught, you can walk in. Once you walk in, you have a chance at attaining, eternal life, etc. So he's setting you up, for the future, of course. We just got to stick to it. Let's see what we got. Read Proverbs 8 and 20, Bible Shah.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 20. I lead in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of judgment.
Who is this? The Most High. He leads you in the way of what? Righteousness. What's righteousness again? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Simple. All right. I feel like we beat that point. All right. So, like I said before, understanding the flesh and how incredibly weak it is, it can cause you to go off or fall. Because the Most High left us with a wicked heart. So understanding, go to 2nd Ezra 3 and 20, Bible Shah.
Okay. Second Ezra 3 and 20. 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 20. And
it's like it start at 17.
Okay, 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 17. And it came to pass that when thou leddest his seed out of Egypt, thou broughtest them up to the Mount Sinai.
Right. So we know he's talking about Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And bowing the heavens, thou didst set fast the earth, movest the whole world, and madest the depths to tremble, and troublest the men of that age.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 19. And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Verse 20.
Verse 20. And yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them.
Right. So a wicked heart was what? Resistance against the Most High. You don't want to follow his rules. You want to be self-willed. You refuse correction, right? We know that's naturally in us. How we erase that, combat that, purge that out, we use the law. Scriptures are a mirror, and when you see it, a looking glass, like when you look at it, you might see something that's ugly and you don't like it. So pretty much if your life isn't lining up to the scriptures, of course, you got to change your life to line up with the scriptures. So when the scriptures do come out, it's not cut. It's not grievous to you, or it doesn't cut you. You line up with the scriptures, you're in compliance. One way to do that off top, go Job 11 and 14 through 16, just real quick.
Okay.
And this is pertaining to that wicked heart and what to do with that wicked heart.
You said Job 11 verse 14?
Yes, sir.
Job chapter 11 and verse 14. If iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles.
Right. So sin, if it's, if it's around you or whatever, you got to put that out. Period. Your tabernacle could be your physical home. It could be your actual body, your temple. You have to get that away from it. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot.
So why? So why would you lift your face up without spot? Spot meaning something be on your face. You don't want to hold your head up high when you're looking scruffy, or you got something on you that's an eyesore, so to speak. Right? Keep going.
Yeah, thou shalt be steadfast and shalt not fear.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 16, because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away.
All right. So the Most High giving us that grace and that long suffering and mercy, erasing our transgression. But the way to do that is you have to combat that with your heart by getting the sin away from you. Whatever that may be, you use the law to apply to get that sin away. All right. All right. Hopefully that made sense. Another precept you can throw today is Genesis 6:5 as well. We don't have to get it. If you want to get it, we can, but it's not mandatory.
Okay, look, I'll read whatever you want me to read.
For sure.
If you want me to read it, hey, I can read it.
No. It's
Sure.
okay. Yeah, positive. They can just put that there if they want and read it on their own time. And it's just going to, getting rid of that wicked heart, using the law to do that. Let's see. Oh, okay. So read that on the screen in the white. The reason.
God, the reason for the request in verse 35. Righteousness is only obtained through the Most High's help in being dependent on Him.
Right. So that's the reason for it, because you have to delight in it. Make thy go in thy path of thy commandments, for therein I do delight. Right. Righteousness is only obtained through the Most High's help. You can't do it by yourself. So you got to go back up to the beginning. That's why He said, "Give me understanding, and I can keep your law," etc. Right. Let's see. The latter part of this verse in verse 35 says, "For therein do I delight." All right. Delight means, you take joy, you take pleasure, etc. in doing something. And we see that in Psalms 40 and 8. And do me a favor and pull that.
Psalms 40 and verse 8. I delight to do thy will. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah, thy law is within my heart.
Right. So you're not doing it begrudgingly or because you have to. You're doing it because you genuinely want to. It's a free will offering. And those who, keep the law bring offering enough. Christ said, or like I said in Sirach 35. Let's see where we at. Okay. I grab Psalms 1 and 2 by Cashapp.
Psalms chapter 1 and verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And in his law doth he meditate day and night.
Mm-hmm. Same thing. It goes all over and over throughout the scripture. Same thing, right? So the law isn't a burden. To have delight in means you say pleasure. Walking in the laws, it's your joy, simple and plain. So this is something that you enjoy. This is where your heart will be. Your heart is where your treasure's at. So this will be that. Let's see. Grab Psalms 37, 4 and 5. Bible Cashapp.
Psalms chapter 37, verse 4. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Mm-hmm. Verse 5. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
All right, so what's going on in the backdrop? This King David, and he's teaching Israel not to envy the wicked, because it seems like once again they prosper. Same thing with I think it was Ezra earlier. Yeah, I think it was Ezra. But the same thing. He's kind of bothered because he's seeing them prosper, but he's trying to teach like, hey, look, just because you see this, trust in the Most High, you have to do what? Delight thyself also in the Lord. Because once you do that, like it says in Isaiah 26 and 3, I'll keep them in perfect peace who keep their mind on the Most High. So when you do this and you're delighted in the Lord, He's blocking out all these distractions, all these things, because it's nothing but spirits attacking you. And worrying about what the next person is doing or to have, it's a spirit of covetousness, which we know is idolatry. And of course, we want to stay away from that. The connection with that would be Psalms 119:35 focuses on where that delight is found, right? Meaning, let's see, it says, make me to go in the path of thy commandments, right? That's where that delight is found, in the path of the commandments. Psalms 37 focuses on the delight in itself, right? David commands Israel to do this. Also, it shows him doing the same thing in Psalms 119. So he's not just being a hearer, He's doing it. He's telling these people to do it, and you see him doing it himself. So I just wanted to use that as a connection to actually see a physical example of somebody doing it, not just talking. All right, you got anything on that, family?
Nah.
Cool. I hope y'all bearing with me, man. I ain't trying to bore y'all to sleep. If y'all got any questions or whatever, throw them in the chat. Blase. Y'all awake? Y'all still with me? Throw 7 in the chat. All right, moving on. Do me a favor. If you don't mind, read the conclusion of what verse 35 teaches.
The conclusion is that the Most High's laws form a clear path to righteousness, which is to be walked daily. Delight in the law leads to faithful obedience, which is a joy, not a burden.
Big con. All right.
I think if I did add anything, it would be the fact is, especially with this being elaborated, you walking in righteousness is going to feel burdensome, but it is not actually burdensome. You're walking in the protection of the Most High. When you actually, me personally, even when I first came into the truth, I had looked at my life, and I use this analogy all the time. And I actually gave this analogy to my first rib when I first came into truth. And I said, if you get the kingdom, there should be 2 slides that you see of your life that the Most High shows you. It should be one where you were in the world, and a whole nother when you're in the truth, and you shouldn't be the same person. You see what I'm saying? So transitioning, when you look back at your old life, you'll say, oh yeah, I probably would have did that. But see, walking in understanding and righteousness, you being on the other panel of things, you could look back at your old life and say, wow, I see the value in me walking in these commandments and in this understanding, because if I was moving the same way I was when I was in the world, I'd have been jammed up like 4 or 5 times by now. So it's always going. So walking in righteousness, the way you're walking in righteousness is that you feel like you're being tortured. You feel like there's a burden. You feel like there's some hard obstacle in front of you, and that's how you know you're on the right path. If I'm not mistaken, there is a precept that says wisdom is going to torment you and try you. So that's how you know wisdom is walking with you, So I would add that.
Smooth business. I appreciate that, fam. Thank you for the insight. Okay, moving right along at verse 36. Do me a favor, read Psalms 119 and 36 in its entirety, and then we'll parse it.
Psalms 119 and verse 36. Incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness.
Right. So now let's take a look at that word. Right. Incline in the Hebrew is natah. Right. This means to stretch or to spread out. By implication, to bend away, including moral deflection, used in a great variety of applications. Right. So incline in the Hebrew would also mean to turn intentionally, right? To bend. So to turn intentionally to the Most High. If you read this verse like that. So incline my heart, or turn my heart intentionally unto thy testimonies, right? So this has to be purposely done. It's just not going through the motions, etc. Also, when we see this go to 1 Kings 8 and 58.
Okay, come. 1 Kings 8.
And what the testimonies is, when it says incline my heart unto thy testimonies, as it says on the screen, it says it's the Most High's witness instructions, right? And I'll give an example of those in 1 second. You can take off when you're ready.
You want me to read? Okay, come. 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 58. That he may incline our hearts unto him, to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, which he commanded our fathers.
Right. Meaning what? So the context is part of King Solomon's prayer at the dedication of the temple. But once again, the same thing. The Most High must turn the heart. He's the only one that can do it. That's why I said, that's why this prayer is being sent. Incline my heart, right? Change my heart, bend my heart towards you, intentionally bend my heart towards you. So once the Most High does that, then the heart is directed towards obedience. Then once you have that, then you walk in the ways of the Most High. You avoid sin, and your life becomes stable. Perfect formula. All right. Grab Deuteronomy 30 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Salaki.
When it says the Most High will circumcise thine heart, it's the same thing once again. To incline, to turn. The Most High has to do this. He has to cut certain things off of you to make you come towards Him or to push you in the right direction. So this is still somebody's heart being inclined to the Most High or bent or turned intentionally. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart, thine heart, and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
So right now, the context and the backdrop is that this is Moses' final exhortation to Israel before they hit the land. So in Deuteronomy, we see that the Most High's work is in the heart, right? And in the Psalms, we see that man's prayer is for this, right? Or for that work. So we see the prayer for the Most High to do that, and then we see the Most High example that He's going to do it in this Deuteronomy 30. All right, moving on to the next precept for that. Grab Matthew 6 and 21.
Okay, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Right. So let's break this down. It says, for where your treasure is, right? That's what you value most, you invest in, you prioritize, you pursue, right? It could look like money, status, possessions, or it could be spiritual things. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Second part, it says there will be your heart. That's where your heart is, right? The heart follows, the heart follows what the treasures are. So if you seek the kingdom, then that's your treasure. That's where your heart lies. So if your treasure is earthly, your heart is earthly. If your treasure is God, then your heart is aligned with the Most High, right? Putting you in the right standings with the Most High, where your heart wants to be. So that's why the Most High always tells you to seek the kingdom first, store your treasures up there. That's where your focus is. And you also don't want to make that a God, because that's a borderline idolatry problem. All right. Do I want to get grab Acts 16 and 14? I want to see that example real quick.
Okay, kind of. Acts chapter 16 and verse 14. And it reads, and a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshiped Yahweh, heard us, whose heart the Lord opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul.
Once again, how did her heart get open?
Most High God.
Simple, inclining our heart. This is an example of that happening. So for her to get that, the Most High, the understanding, etc., the Most High had to do what? Incline our heart, or open up our understanding, right? You only can do that or get that by the Most High. All right, moving on to the next part of that verse. So the latter end says, and not to covetousness, right? Grab Jeremiah 17 and 9. Then we're going to show what covetous is. Colossians 3 and 5.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Right. That's why it's saying, incline my heart unto thy testimonies and not to covetousness, because your heart is wicked, simple and plain. Now, to take a look at covetousness to see what it looks like, read Colossians 3 and 5.
Colossians 3 and 5. Mortify therefore your members, which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry.
That part. So we know covetousness is idolatry. We know that's a sin. That's a high sin at that. If you look at it like this, to incline would be to bend your heart towards God intentionally, right? Covetousness would be the same thing in a sense, but the opposite. So it's to bend, but your heart is bending to yourself, to your self-will, your self-exaltation, etc. So that's why you want to stay away from it, just to make it make sense. So that's what covetousness looks like. Let's see where we at. Grab Exodus 20 and 17. And while you're getting that, I'm going to read this. So understand, One can even incline their heart unto themselves. Whatever the heart is inclined toward becomes a god. So the example of that, we just kind of went over in a second. All right, yeah. When you get that Exodus 20:17, you can go ahead.
I got it. Con. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife,
Mm-hmm.
nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
So the whole point is you to do what? Not to covet. All right. And it's where is this found?
In the law.
All right. So meaning we gotta keep it simple and plain. So we want to stay away from covetousness. Like I said, nothing too hard, just connecting the dots. All right. All right. Go with Philippians 4:11 by Cashapp.
Con. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therefore to be content.
Right. Now, why would you be content? If you are content, that means what?
Satisfied.
Right. And you're not
Or you're not covetous.
exactly simple and plain. So once you're content, that's why I said, so whatever state you're in, you want to thank the Most High. Of course, you can strive for better when it comes to certain things, but you still want to be content with what he has for you. Let's see. I want to tie it together. All right, so yeah, tying it together. Philippians is the result of a trained heart, right? Once your heart is trained, this is what you get. You're content in matters, right? Paul has learned not to be ruled by circumstance or desire. So in Psalms 119:36, this shows the foundation of that training. Lord, incline my heart away from covetousness. So you want to be trained to this. That's why you're asking the Lord for this. So that's the beginning stage, and this look what it looks like once it's matured in you. All right, go to Hebrews 13:5.
Con. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee.
All right, so let your conversation be without covetousness, right? Conversation will be your lifestyle, what you do, right? So don't let greed, envy, or anything of that sort shape how you live, right? Because it pulls you away from the Most High God. By making material things feel like it's a need, or you need these material things to be happy. So this pulls you away, and if you don't have it, then you're not happy. Hence, when the Most High gives you your joy. All right, you got anything on that, family?
Con, I would say, if anything, I would add, sometimes like new people come in and whatnot, and they might not understand what covetousness is. I would just say, coveting is like it's not borderline. It is like envy, jealousy. You want something that does not belong to you, and or you want something you desire something that will pull you away from the Most High God. So I know sometimes a lot of people, they read that word covet and they're like, huh? Excuse me, Salakia. So that word covet, that's what it means.
Right. Just trying to keep it simple and clear definition in Colossians 3:5 as well. I'll go back to if y'all ever need it. Just before my idolatry. All right, what we got next?
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Hey, the water.
Hey, did you read Hebrews 13:5 by chance?
Con.
Okay, cool. Wait, did you? Yeah, you did. All right. Do me a favor, pull Luke 12:15.
Con. Luke chapter 12 and verse 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
Right. So that goes into an explanation as well. You're going into the things that you possess. That's not where your happiness lies, right? So you have to beware of things like that. That's a strong stumbling block. Read the Hebrew sense down at the bottom, Baba Cashapp.
Con. The Hebrew sense says, cause my mind and will to be deliberately bent toward the Most High's instructions, not towards selfish gain.
Right. So when you go back to that verse in the Hebrew, Psalms 119:36, that's the sense that is given. These things are once again called Hebrew idioms because they can't be described with with words we have in this language. So a picture has to be painted for you so you can understand the severity or depth of what's going on. And not to stay long on that one. All right, cool. Run the conclusion of what verse 36 teaches by Cashapp.
In the conclusion, pray for inner change, not just outward obedience. Covetousness competes with devotion to the Most High.
Salakia, which that takes you away from the Most High. Nothing should be competing with them. Nothing can compete with the Most High, but it damn sure shouldn't be competing with him. Go ahead.
You cannot serve two masters.
Simple and easy. You got to pick one. All right. Moving on to verse 37. I hope I ain't trying to bore y'all. Let's see. Do me a favor. Read Psalms 119:37 in its entirety, and then we'll go back, piece everything out.
Psalms 119, verse 37. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way.
Right. So, meaning wake them up, right? Bring them back to life. So turn my eyes from beholding vanity, right? Go to Job 31:1.
Job chapter 31 and verse 1.
Things like this you may have to do, and that can be with if you're weak in the area and know something that plagues your spirit. If certain brothers have kind of problem with looking at women and lusting after them, you might not know if they're married, etc. So you want to refrain from that. Brothers who might have a wandering eye looking at other brothers' wives. Brothers may struggle with adult movies, just whatever. It could be looking at our money, putting that in the forefront of your eyes and chasing that, etc. It can be a whole lot of things, but go ahead.
Job chapter 31 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
I made a covenant with mine eyes. Right. Why then should I think upon a maid?
Right. So the whole point is to what? Protect your body, your heart. Protect your mind from what your eyes behold. So you make a covenant with your eyes. Just a conscious effort to steer away from that, right? And of course, on top of these other things, if you ask the Most High to incline your heart, it'll be way easier than expected. All right, let's see. All right, grab Ecclesiastes 1 and 2.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 2. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities. Yeah. All is vanity.
All right. So all this is vanity, meaningless. Most High, he's asking to, or excuse me, not the Most High, but the author or King David is asking to be turned away from things like this, meaningless things. He doesn't want to behold vanity. So, you don't want to get caught up in little things like this. You want to reject these things, reject these evil spirits, etc. All right. All right. Psalms 101 and verse 3. Read it.
Psalms 101 and verse 3. Mm-hmm. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me.
So now with that being said, you reject what? Evil sights. You can make a covenant with your eyes like Job did, etc. The whole thing is to hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Right? So watch what's entering your body. Evil communications corrupt good manners. So you got to watch those things. Go to 1 John 2 and 16. And then we're going to do a little reading in a second.
Okay, 1 John 2 and verse 16 reads, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Right. And what happens with these things? These things will lead you away, right? Excuse me. But yeah, there you go. These things will lead you away. Your eyes can lead you astray. That's why you can make a covenant with your eyes. It's probably best to do, especially when you know your soul. Don't give the things that are good to your soul. Don't feed it, folly, etc. Because you become a laughing stock in front of your enemies too. Always keep that in your mind. All right, so an example of this, Joshua 7 and 21. Now this is I want to say his name is Achan. Captain Jonathan did a brief touch with his sons, man. That was dope. I like to see that with your family. He did a brief touch on that a couple weeks back. but we'll revisit it one more time. So what happens is with the eyes too, the point being is eyes can lead you away from the Most High, right? So read 21.
Joshua chapter 7 and verse 21. When I saw among the spoils of goodly Babylonians.
So like jump up a little bit. My bad. Jump up to 21. So like jump up to 16.
16. Okay, come on. Joshua chapter 7 and verse 16. So Joshua arose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. Verse 17. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of Zarites, and he brought the family of the Zarites man by man, and Zabadi was taken. Verse 18. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah was taken. Verse 19. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord, Yahweh of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done, hide it not from me.
So he's coming to Achan, and he's saying, look, I kind of know what you did, so I need you to tell me what you did, etc., and just be truthful, please. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and thus have I done.
Cool. So he sinned. Now, verse 21. How did he sin? What made him sin? Go ahead.
Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils of goodly.
When he did what?
When I saw among the spoils of a goodly Babylonian garment.
Right. So once again, his eyes carried him away. He seen something and he lusted after it, or coveted after it, which became an idol to him in that moment. Go ahead.
And 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it.
Man, so he took it and he buried it, stole it, buried it, and now he had to let him know, like, hey, yeah, I did do that. I know the Most High said do XYZ, don't touch anything, destroy it, etc. But his eyes got the best of him, right? So, and it was a robe that he took, just for a little fun scripture, trivia or whatnot. It was a robe. It goes in, if you go into Genesis. Wait, no, is it Genesis? Let me see. I'm not sure either way, but I know it was a robe. I gotta go back and find that one too. But Shinar, the place that is Babylon, right? Go to Genesis 10 and 10. Because ultimately what he did by stealing these things too, he brought Babylon into the camp of Israel, because this is where Shinar was at, etc. And this thing came out of Babylon. So he literally brought Babylon into the camp. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 10 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar.
Right. So I just wanted to get that just to show where it was at. That's all. Okay. Just to let you show too, it's Babylon, and he brought Babylon into the camp. Just making that point. Let's see. Also, go to Genesis 11 and 2. 11 and 2. And this is the reason we're going here, is to show what this represents, which is rebellion. Go ahead.
Genesis 11 and 2. Mm-hmm. It came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 3. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
So like it too, if you pay attention to that, it said, let us do this too. They're trying to build something in unity without the Most High in it. That's part of rebellion, right? Also, so look at it like this: Shinar represents rebellion. Why does it do that? They settled instead of spreading, right? In verse 2, they did that. It was told in Genesis 1 and 28 and Genesis 9 to spread out and multiply, right? So that's already strike one, disobedience. The second one was them coming together, trying to build something without the Most High in it, right? Strike two, that's still rebellion. Go ahead with verse 3.
Verse 3, and they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
Mm-hmm. Verse 4.
And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Look, so they said, let us make a name, right? Self-exhortation, right? Rebellion, strike 3. So with that being said, that's why I say too, Shinar was the birthplace of rebellion or Babylon. Let's see what else we got. And to make that make sense, why I said they were going against the Most High, to make it, because it was a charge, right? I charged them with something. Go to Genesis 1 and 28, just to make that make sense.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 28. And it reads, and Yahweh blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
They didn't do that. They didn't go spread out, etc. They wanted to stay where they was at. They was good, etc. So that's why I say that was rebellion, and they were off. Now, the spiritual connection to this, go to Revelations 18. Now, it's on the screen too if you want to go there, but go from 2 to 16 and 17.
Okay, come. So Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2, he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Salakia. So too, it says Babylon the great is fallen. So what this looks like too in the spiritual, this is the it's a rebellious system that's crumbling. You know what I'm saying? It can be from spiritual rebellion, the economical, political corruption, all that, but it's fallen, and it will be destroyed. This though echoes the same thing that was in Genesis, Genesis 11 about the rebellion of Babel and Shinar. But go ahead with verse 16.
Come. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
Salakia. So it's those are all symbols of luxury, right? Trade, economic power, the system that was pretty much built on material success or excess, that's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. Right, total collapse of what seemed to be something permanent. Right, keep going.
For in 1 hour, so great riches is to come. Salakia, my bad. Am I tripping? Okay, I'm okay. For in 1 hour, so great riches is to come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Right, so they all seen this. So the same thing that happened to Shinar, destruction. Sin got to be, pushed away and carried away. It can't dwell around the Most High. So Most High has to destroy it. To make that make sense and tie that point together, as far as the revelations with Shinar being destroyed, etc., etc. Go to Zechariah 5 and start at verse 5. Okay. So both Babylon, had fine garments. So did that place Shinar. You seen all the gold, the fine garments, etc. It was pretty much just one and the same. One was hidden, one was displayed, but they both were destroyed. So go to this vision real quick of Zechariah and Zechariah 5, and do I got it on here? Yeah, 5 through 11.
Okay, come. Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 5. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now thine eyes and see what is this that goeth forth. And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephah that goeth forth.
Ephah is a basket. Go ahead.
He said, Moreover, this is their resemblance throughout all the earth. And behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman that sitteth in the midst of the ephah.
All right. So the woman here, it represents sin or wickedness, right? That lead talent, it was placed on the ephah. It's like a seal covering. Go ahead. So it's like it's the Most High sealing off sin, right? This woman is sin, and she's in this basket, right? And the Most High puts a lead talent over it, and this is a vision, of course. And then it seals that woman in there for a time being. So it's Most High, it's symbolizing the Most High sealing sin. Go ahead.
Verse 8, and he said, This is wickedness. And he cast it into the midst of the ephah.
Salakia, this is wickedness, right? Talking about that woman. Go ahead.
And he cast the weight of lead upon the mouth thereof.
Okay, shut it.
Then lifted I up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women. And the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork.
Salakia, like what, a supernatural agent, right, or an angel, right, on the Most High's behalf to do what is bidden. Hence, in this context, would be to remove sin, right? They carry the system of wickedness away. Go ahead.
And they lifted up the ephah between the earth and heaven, and the heaven. Then said I to the angel that walked with me, that talked with me, Whether do these bear the ephah? And he said unto me, To build it an house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there upon her own base.
Right, so it can't dwell around the Most High. He got to remove it. So he send it, because once again, it's like two kings being in one house. It can't happen. In this house, righteousness, you got to take that over there. So he gave them their own, area of sin. Hence, that's where sin was born, in South Babylon. I find it interesting. I kind of think about it like this. The application of it today would be kind of like living in the South of the United States, South Babylon. And it's wicked. That's why they call it the Dirty South. The only other place I kind of see mirroring that will be the West Coast. They got a lot of wild stuff going on there too. But point being, South Babylon was full of rebelliousness, wickedness, and evil and sin, and hence so is South Babylon. Fast forward modern day time. But at the end of it, it still had to be removed in the Most High, just like he did in Genesis. He had to remove the evil, and he did the same thing here. All right, real quick, I'm gonna keep moving. All right, it says this. So it says, in a vision, Zechariah saw wickedness return back to Shinar, the birthplace of organized evil. All right, Zechariah 3 and 9.
Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 9. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day.
Right. So that stone that was laid on Joshua, or before Joshua, represents what? A foundation of the Most High, that the Most High established for him, right? The stability, divine authority, things of that sort. The 7 eyes, right? That's perfect sight, complete awareness, nothing hidden from him, God's full surveillance, right? Or his wisdom. And I will engrave the graven thereof. This means that God's personally marking things up, so to speak. It's like divine ownership. Like I say, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. So hence, once again, showing that sin will be removed, trying to tie that in together. Now, I know that was tough. If y'all walked with me, cool, all praises. If not, I probably need to explain it better, so do forgive me. If y'all didn't grasp the point, I'll take that hit. All right, cool. So wickedness must be removed and relocated to its own house. All right. All right. So now back to this. The latter end of this verse is, quicken thou me in thy way. So it's a callback to Psalms 119 and 25, right? To make alive, removing vanity is not enough. The heart must be filled with the Most High's ways. It has to, or you could regress. With that being said, read the conclusion or what verse 37 teaches, Babu Shah.
Psalms 119 and verse 37 teaches. Vanities weaken obedience and faith.
Right.
We must protect our eyes and what we let in. It shapes our spirit. Seek purity of vision and renewed spiritual life from the Most High God.
Right. That's what everything. So watch what you're doing. Just watch what you put in your body. Don't be watching too much, wild stuff, wicked stuff on the internet. Blasting. It corrupts good manners. All right. Moving forward. Verse 38. Read that, Babu Shah.
Psalms 119 and verse 38. Establish thy word unto thy servant who is devoted to thy fear.
All right. So establishing thy word with thy servant, right? Second Sam, there's I guess a couple ways you can go with this. The way I choose to go with it, because establishing thy word to your servant could be the Most High just establishing his law, establishing a promise to you, etc. The way I went with this one was pointed more so to Christ, and I was focused on the word being established with the specific servant at the time, King David, right? So his promise was, if you go to 2 Samuel 7 and 12. So while brothers getting that 2 Samuel 7 and 5, read, go and tell my servant David, thus saith the Lord, so thou build me a house for me to dwell. Right, so he's a servant. So something has to be established. And this is what has to be established. Read verse 12.
2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom.
Right. Now that's Solomon, but it's pointing to Christ. Because Solomon's throne didn't last forever. It's pointing to a descendant of him. So it's particularly speaking about Solomon, but it's indicating something deeper and further down the line. Go ahead.
Verse 13, he shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. 14, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men.
So we know Christ didn't commit any iniquity. So that's why I said I know this one was talking about Solomon, once again pointing further in the future towards Christ. So when this is established, go to Luke 1:33.
Luke chapter 1 and verse 33. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end.
Keep going.
Okay, Then said Mary unto the angel, how shall this be, seeing I know not a man?
One more.
Verse 35. And the angel said, Salaki, and the angel answered and said unto her, the Holy Spirit shall come upon thee, and the power of the highest shall overshadow thee. Therefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Son of God.
All right, so this was foreshadowing to Christ, of course, and that's what needs to be established. At least that's the way, I chose to take this one. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. You can read this one too. Acts 13, 22 through 23.
Okay. So Acts one more time, Salakia.
No, you good. It's on the screen. 13, 22 through 30.
13. Okay, Acts 13, 22 through 23. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. Of this man's seed hath Yahweh, according to his promise, raised unto Israel a savior, Yahweh Shah.
Simple. So the connection between that and the Psalms, it's the Psalms were saying, Lord, confirm your word, make it solid and trustworthy in my life. And then that's the example in Acts is showing God confirms his word by raising up Yahushua from David's line to be a savior. All right. So that's where I was going with that. Just to beat the point home, read these next two precepts and we'll move on.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 3. Concerning his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh.
Right. He was made of David according to the sperm of the flesh. Simple, right? Seed. All right. Go ahead with the next example. Acts 26.
Acts 26 and verse 6. And now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of Yahweh unto our fathers.
Right. So to link that one together, once again, the Lord making a promise in the Psalms, and then Paul standing on that promise even while being judged for it, right? So in Psalms 119, you see the eternal faith for asking for confirmation. In 26 of Acts, you see the external faith being tested publicly, right? All right. Let's see if I can get this one in the TPT. All right, the latter end of this verse says, "Who is devoted to thy fear?" Right. So, what is fear? Read that if you don't mind. Or matter of fact, get Deuteronomy 10 and 12, and I will read it.
Okay.
But it says, that fear is speaking of a deep respect or awe for a person. That leads to obedience. Once the word is established, it produces a wondrous awe, inspired reverence of the Most High, for the Most High. Read that Deuteronomy 10 and 12 to tie that in.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
All right. So when you fear the Lord thy God, you have what? You have a deep respect. You have an awe. So you don't want to disappoint him. You do everything that you can do to uphold a righteous image of yourself to him. Right. Read the Psalms 96 and 9. This is in the TBT. I want to say this is the Passion Translation.
Psalms chapter 96 and verse 9 in the TPT version. Come worship the Lord God wearing the splendor of holiness. Let everyone wait and wonder as they tremble in awe before him.
Right. It's just that deep respect. Just every time all knees are bowed. When Moses came down, or when they heard the Most High talking, they was like, "Oh, I don't." Moses, hold on, you can talk to him. It's just that awesomeness. You just, I don't know. It's just hard to explain. But ultimately, though, this is part of that fear. What it looks like, that deep respect, that awe. All right. Moving on, verse 38. Or excuse me, the conclusion of 38 and what it teaches. Run that.
Psalms 119, verse 38. The conclusion and what it teaches. The Most High's word must be firmly established in your life. Afterward, as a servant of the Most High, you can rely on him to confirm and uphold his promises. Reverent obedience is true. Fear of the Most High, when devoted to fearing him, it shows faithfulness and loyalty.
All right. Moving on to, we got two more verses, everybody. Moving on. Let's see. All right, run that verse 39, and then we'll go through and piece it out.
Psalms 119, verse 39. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgments are good.
Right. So reproach is what?
Correction.
Well, it's shame. Turn away my shame or the humiliation. Right. This is what the author or King David is fearing, right? He's fearing that dread or that humiliation. He wants you to turn that away, or wants the Most High to turn that away. An example of that would be grab Nehemiah 4.
Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 1.
Yep.
But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews.
He did what?
mocked the Jews.
He was pissed off, so he started mocking and talking, out the side of his neck, so to speak. But that's part of that shame, that reproach, etc., that mocking. Is that keep going?
Verse 2, and he spake before his brethren in the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned?
Talking cash.
Verse 3, now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall.
You hear the disrespect? That's the shame and the reproach, etc. They talking cash, like, man, it's so weak a fox would go down and knock it, knock it down, etc., etc. They were really disrespectful, but that's reproach. And what reproach was meant to shame the Most High's people, to people enough to discourage them from building. But of course, we know that didn't happen. And this is what King David is saying too: take away this reproach from him, right? So, in those few verses, it shows that the enemies of the Most High tried to stop the people from building, from ridicule and discouragement and mocking, reproach, right? But in Psalms 119:38, it shows the remedy for that, right? Which is what? Asking God to establish his word with our servant in our heart, so that opposition cannot shake faith, obedience, or work of the Most High that needs to be done. That's why he's saying, take away this reproach from you, right? Anything bothering you, bugging you, whatever, you pray about it, and the Most High remove it from you, or out of your life. Let's see. You got anything on that, family?
Nah, reproach is good. It's really good.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I'll say that.
All right. Yeah. Also, too, notice this. Go down, read verse 4. I got it. Yeah, read verse 4.
I was looking at that too.
Yeah, read that.
Verse 4. Hear our God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity.
So look how the Most High answers, right? You know what I'm saying? The Most High answers by giving us success, right? Silence and mockery. Keep going.
Verse 5. And cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders.
All right, keep going. Verse 6.
Verse 6. So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work.
It looks like what? Success. Killed all the mockery.
Right.
Killed it. What can they say now? That fox ain't finna go knock it down now. We ain't getting no stones that was, burnt up out the rubble. I mean, they ain't got too much to say. The Most High cold, man. Do I want to keep going with that? Let's see. Why not? Real quick, go to chapter 6. And I don't know if we're gonna do all the way 1 through 9 because it's kind of late. But grab Nehemiah 6 and we'll start on it. Kind of skim through. Start with 1 from the top, please.
Nehemiah chapter 6 and verse 1. Now it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabian and the rest of our enemies heard that I had builded the wall, and that there was no breach left therein, though at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates, that Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, come, let us meet together in one of the villages in the plain of Ono, but they thought to do me mischief. And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease whilst I leave it and come down to you? Verse 4. Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. Verse 5. Then sent Sanballat his servant unto me in like manner the 5th time with an open letter in his hand.
All right.
Wherein was written, it is reported among the heathen, and Gashmu saith it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause thou buildest the wall. that thou mayest be their king according to these words.
So right, that's the cake been baked already, right? That's the lie. That's already been put into place. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judah, and now shall it be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent unto him, saying, there are no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thine own heart.
That word "fiend" means just to imagine or make up, to make up out of their own heart, to imagine things out of their own heart.
Verse 9.
Yeah, that's the last one. Go ahead.
For they all made us afraid, saying, their hands shall be weakened from the work, that it be not done. Now, therefore, O God, strengthen my hands.
Right, so that was the point. Our enemies lied and tried to bring faulty accusations, right? Watch how the Most High answered. Jump to verse 15 and 16. That's it.
Verse 15. So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month of Elul, in 52 days. Verse 16. And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were about us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes, for they perceived that this work was wrought of our God.
And all praise to the Most High, man. That's how he answered them. Period. Everything was done smooth, and it just cast them down. They had to put their head down like, yeah, all that didn't work. And the Most High, once again, he flexed. It's all glory to the Most High. His will be done, no matter. You can't stop it. So I say that to say, I just want to, tie that in as far as how to get the reproach out for when reproach does happen, what it looks like, what to do. You bring it to the Most High, he'll remove it from you. So our enemies try to lie and bring false accusations, and the Most High answered clear and very decisively. All right. Let's see. Also, just for an example, just to switch gears, reproach also can come. Well, not to switch gears, but reproach can come from righteousness as well. Read that Psalm 69:9, Babusha.
Psalm 69:9. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me.
Okay, right. Check this out. Now read this Isaiah 54:4.
Isaiah 54. Oh, Salaki.
You good? No, this is how the Most High removes it. Go ahead.
Isaiah 54 and verse 4. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded. For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore.
All right. So now it says we should fear reproach, not due to pride. Reproach usually comes from sin, right? Usually, but it's a retributive justice theology. So it always doesn't come from that. There's nuances. Example will be Job. Reproach usually comes from sin. Sin brings shame to the Most High's name. Shame can also come from enemies, and the Most High removes his protection. Right? So it can come from a few different things. The latter end of this, it says, for thy judgments are good. So it's saying, turn away that reproach which I fear. Why? Because the Most High's judgments are good. Run that Deuteronomy 4:8.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 8. And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
Judgments was what? Righteous, good, great. It's simple. I want to say it's maybe the prayer Azariah chapter 1, I think, verse 4. We're saying Most High's all his judgments are just and good. It never changes. It says the Most High's judgments are good. Don't let me suffer reproach for obeying them. When you ask that, the Most High definitely hears it, and he's quick to answer. All right, give a rundown of verse 39, Baba Gusha.
Psalms 119, verse 39, and what it teaches. Fear, shame, which can come from sin. Entreat the Most High and ask for disgrace to be removed. Uplift to protect the Most High's name.
And uplift to protect the Most High's name, right? So now, with that being said, you don't want to shame the Most High's name. It violates Exodus 20:7. And that's using the Lord's name in vain, which also can look like you acting like you're righteous, but you're not. Of course, other examples, etc. I can't think of them. I drew a blank. But moving to the last verse, I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. Y'all beautiful people, enjoy y'all Sabbath after this. All right, verse 40. Do me a favor and read that in its entirety, and we'll go back and break it down.
Okay, kind of. Psalms 119 and verse 40. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness.
Right. So behold, I have longed after thy precepts, right? And you desire for those precepts, right? Read Matthew 5 and verse 6.
Matthew 5 and verse 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
Right. The desire for righteousness is rewarding, right? So you have to long after the Most High's righteousness. You have to really seek his face. You have to, what is it? It's a callback. I'm trying to think of. Well, it just goes back to keeping the law with your whole heart, with your whole mind, etc. Once the Most High teaches you. But let's see, you still gotta want it. Hence, when you want it, you ask for it. Most High, teach me your ways. Most High, I'll keep it to the end, etc. So, all right, go to Psalms 42 and start from the top, 1 through 2.
Psalms 42. Psalms 42, 1 through 2.
Yes, sir. Babu Shah.
As the heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God.
So what that's speaking about, the heart is talking about a deer, right? So a deer pants like out of breath intensely, right, when exhausted or pursued, showing desperation, not casual thirst, but this is desire, right? Now make that applicable to the same thing with God, but keep going.
My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come up and appear before God?
So just how a deer being chased, etc., and is dying of thirst, but it really needs it. It's the same exact thing with us. We need to chase God, and we'll be thirsty, and He'll give us more living water. That's at the bottom. Excuse me. A deer pants intensely when exhausted or pursued, showing desperation, not casual thirst, but desire. This is how we should also be. So this is something that we can apply on how to be, as far as going after the Most High and the precepts, like a thirsty deer being chased by a lion, like the House of Time. You know what I'm saying? He walks the earth like a roaring lion. You got anything? How that?
You know what? Yeah, nah, I don't got nothing. It's all good. Nah.
Too easy. Read this real quick. What's on the screen?
A Levite cut off from the sanctuary expresses separation, anxiety / pains, and a longing for restored worship.
Right. So when this happens with a Levite or whatever, the way they feel, they long for restored worship. Right. Let's see. Why did I put this one in here? I think it was just an example. But I ain't give a precept. That's weird.
I might got you on a precept.
That run.
Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna go to Daniel 9, verse 5 through 6.
Come
on. Daniel chapter 9, verse 5 through 6. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Verse 6. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land.
Yeah, no, that works. You can tie that one in. So go ahead and break it down if you want. If not, sure, I can expound.
That separation is the most scariest thing, man, because when you get cut off from the Most High, it's like ain't no second chances, ain't no You know, my biggest analogy is Yahushua died one time. He ain't died for you to be like, try and come back to the truth like 50 times. Only one time. See what I'm saying? So when you depart from the laws, commandments, and statutes, you know, the scripts say that the Most High, he puts spirits of like strong delusion on you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you're starting to notice some delusion about yourself, man, you just want to get down on your knees and pray and fast and kind of, you know, get reproached by righteous individuals and start keeping that law to the best of your ability, because you could be on thin ice and just don't even know it. So that separation takes place when you say, you know what, man, I'm tired of wearing my fringes, man. You know what? I'm tired of that person always correcting me and always got something to say. And every time I come up to the Sabbath and they always checking me and whatnot, woo, woo, woo. You see, that's that pride, you know. Right. Hey, the Most High also said he hates pride. And that's when you start departing from the way. That's a whole other precept. Right. So right 2 and 12. Mm-hmm. I can read it.
I mean, if you want to, I ain't too much tripping. It's just the point being too, it all flows perfectly and it all ties into each other. It's just all intertwined. So I say it's nothing too crazy, it's nothing too hard. As far as you know, nothing super deep. Simple. It's milk. You know what I'm saying? You got to get stronger first. These little things, man, it's devotion to the Most High God too. Times is getting close to the end, so we need to focus on the Most High and getting ourselves together and our house cleaned up. You know, things of that. So that's why I say I feel like this is so important. It's devotional to God, not trying to focus on, you know, too much of other things or theologies, the doctrine, but you know what it looks like to be decent, so we can get in front of the Most High and not have any fear. But I digress on that point. If you want to get a family, you can get it. I'm not too much tripping.
Okay. I'll go ahead and read it.
All right, cool.
Sirach chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yahweh, and his heart is turned away from his maker. So again, you know, the Most High, he gives us these laws, commandments, and statutes and puts us on the righteous path. And if you go away from it, you know, scripts say you're going to die.
And shoot, to add on to it, it go right with that verse 36 in that Psalms 119 when the Most High say, incline my heart to thy testimonies. So if your heart is turned, that means, you know what I'm saying, it's that covetousness, because it's turned towards yourself instead of him. But smooth precept, family. All right, latter end of that verse, it says, quicken me in thy righteousness. Read Proverbs 12 and 28, Bible Cashapp.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 28, in the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death.
Well, meaning what? Living aligned to the Most High's will brings life, blessings, favor, and purpose. No death, no spiritual death, preservation from ruin and judgment. Once again, though, you have to stay in the path of righteousness. So, and ultimately, you get taught by the Most High God, and He brings you closer to the commandments, which pushes you to Christ, etc., which is the only way we can come to God. All right, so Psalms 119 and 40. Do me a favor and read the conclusion and what it teaches, Baba Kusha.
Psalms 119 and verse 40, and what it teaches. Righteousness deeply desires the Most High's precepts. Spiritual hunger is evidence of a sincere heart.
Read that part again.
Spiritual hunger is evidence of a sincere heart.
Mm-hmm.
Being spiritually revived is walking in the laws.
Right. That's when you're revived. Once again, going to the Dalit which was the last letter, the fourth letter. That's it's a symbol of a door. It's being revived or whatever. And the Hey is symbolizes a mouth or breath, right? Meaning you get that what's the word? Revelation from the Most High Spirit. He puts things into your remembrance after He wakes you up. So let's see if it's on here. Yep, there we go. So, for overall, the spiritual lesson is to actively seek the Most High's words, delight in obedience, and depend on the Most High for inner transformation, focus, and revival. That's it, family. That's all I got. If brother has something, then cool, get it out of your chest. But that's all I had. The whole thing is a devotion to the Most High. We want to stay devoted to Him. We want to honor Him, glory Him, give Him glory. You know. So just do what He told us. Pray for Him to teach us certain things so we can apply these things so we, Lord will, can get eternal life. Yeah, that's all I got though. Anybody else got anything?
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Hey, what?
Yeah, that was an edifying lesson, King. You always give a thorough
I apologize.
breakdown of scripture 2 times. So all praise to the Most High for that. Yeah, I want to reiterate and bring out a few announcements before we go ahead and close out class. Any brothers who want to put their brick in and do the work with the Anointed House of Saints, please let us know by email. Okay, please list your name, your phone number, your city and state where you live, and in the description line, make sure you put prospect phase so we can get that information to you when we start our next phase. Also, sisters, because we can't get this kingdom without the sisters with us, right? We need your help. We need teachers. We have children that need to be taught. That's, something that is important to build up our nation. So any sisters who want to help build with the brothers, please send us information, your name, number, city, and state. In the description line, make sure you put Sisters Ministry, and we will get the information to you on what that's going to be about. All right. So I want to thank you for that. Now, also, anyone who comes to our classes and would like to, spend time with the Anointed House of Saints, we do have what's called the Anointed House of Saints Congregational Chat. So if anyone wants access to that, please let us know through email. Also, AnointedHOS@gmail.com. This is where you get a chance to speak with the brothers, with leadership, and also speak and commune with all our congregants. The sisters and the brothers. We have a great time. We share information. We pray for one another. We go through scriptures. We joke. We laugh. We just have a good time in the Most High. So if you want to be a part of that AHOS congregational chat, please send us your interest through email, anointedhos@gmail.com. All right. I know a lot of other people came in. I'm not sure. Let me see who I did not call out or shout out, but some people came in after class started. Let me give a big shout out to the mighty brother Yabal with Iron Horn. Shalom to you, King. Always good to see you.
Big shout out from the OG.
Khan. As a matter of fact, you had asked me about subscribing to the channel, and when I went to go do it, I was already subscribed, King. So all praise to the Most High for that.
All praises.
So I had your back already before you brought it up to me. Let me see who else we got up here. I can't. Let me give a big shout out to our brother Soldier DTA Twan. Shalom, King. Hey, we need you. Hey. Right. Hey, that lesson coming, right, King? I know that lesson is coming. So we waiting on that. Let's see. I'm trying to see anybody else. I know I seen some other people. Should have wrote it down. But all praises to the Most High. Hey, this series, I think this is a wonderful thing that the Most High put on Officer Keziah's heart to give us a thorough breakdown, because we don't do that often. I know that we had Captain Yonatan doing some of those things with the Torah early on a few months ago. But all praises to the Most High that the Most High put it on Officer Keziah's spirit to go thoroughly through the scriptures, because that's what we're commanded to do. We're commanded to study, to show ourselves approved. We're not boasters here. We're learners. We're still learning. We don't know everything, but we apply what the scriptures tell us and what the Most High tells us to do. So we put it to practice, and all praises for that. So with that, I guess all we have left is Daniel 7. So Soldier, can you get that real quick? Also, before everyone leaves, if you're new to this channel, please make sure that you like, share, and definitely subscribe. That way you have access and notifications as to when we will be going live. Yeah, do that for us. We would love to have you back. We hope you were edified and enjoyed today's class. But we're going to go ahead and let y'all enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. Let's go ahead and bring out that Daniel 7:18.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Hashem, Mashiach, Yahushai. All right, shout out to Sis Eliana. also. But hey, that's what we got for today's Sabbath morning brew. Want to thank you for being with us, and because you could have been anywhere else, like Kowals, you could have been anywhere else, but you were here with us. We're thankful to the Most High God for that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and let you enjoy the rest of the day. I know it's beautiful up here in Michigan today. I'm about to try and get out here and pass some flyers out downtown. That's what I'm about to go do. Flyer mission time. But however you spend your Sabbath, I hope you spend it with sincerity and in truth, loving your brothers, loving your sisters, loving your family, all right? Keeping the commandments. And with that, this is Officer Knott. Oh, I'm sorry, I said Officer. Captain Knott. Go ahead.
Ooh, Captain Knott.
Newly.
Soldier Yahweh Dow.
Man, I'm your servant, Keziah.
And we are the Anointed House of Saints. And until next time, family. Matter of fact, we'll see you on Milk Monday. All right, until next time, Shalom.
Peace. Whoa.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, what up, black music, black music.
Yeah, you know I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Before 104, man, we've been in this race for a while. Let your prayers for me just be restoring. I'm for the fight. Just fine. I ain't asking for much. More of you, less of me. Need your father. Need more. Spirit, love, your tender care. Yeah. God has been wrong. Send your angels there. Patience when I serve. Make the fire with care. More than overcome. I believe what I read. Just like when the Messiah fled to the wilderness. This right here, this that obedience. This that environment, they ain't see me. I shall not bear a grudge if you can make it in. Pressure make it man, but gotta make the ends. This that kid a quick temper trying to make it in. Though the meek gon' get the hurt, the wicked running for the time. Got the faith, now watch what happen when your time is. So rock 11-10, mind your business. Don't need you chiming in. Unless it's present up, I'm for the fight. No, I'm all in, I'm about this, yo. Need your father. Restore me. I'll be just fine. I'm more of you, less of me. Yeah, need more. Spirit of love, all I need. Your tender care. Yeah. God has been wrong. All I need. Send your angel. Patience when I serve. Make the fire with care. More than overcome. Let your prayers for me restore me. I'm for the fight. Restore me. I'll be just fine. More of you, less of me. Welcome the spirit in him. Hallelujah.